If a woman has struggled with infertility for a long time, would you consider or suggest to them this kind of care? And how far in advance of preparing for a pregnancy would you suggest?
Right, having that. I absolutely would. I think, definitely, or finding Maya massage, you want to have some sort of body work piece, because what can happen, the biggest thing I see with fertility challenges is that women start to disconnect from their body and they start to distrust the body because, why isn't it working?
Yeah.
And there can be a real sense of pain and a sense of I'm not a whole woman, or just these deeper layers. And so the key piece is to keep healing that relationship with the body. And, people who struggle with diseases have this too. It's like anytime your body seems like it's not working the way it's supposed to, you start to pull away, like you distrust it. And so keep the conversation open. I think keep talking to the body. You can say, I don't understand why this isn't working, and you can say, I'm frustrated with you, but it's through the connection that the relationship stays there. You don't want to lose connection with your body, because you need your body. There's so much that your body does for you.
Yes.
And so I think any practice, bodywork practice, immediately gets you back in touch with your body. Even having massages, I would say if women could keep doing loving things for their body, that would be really helpful. So massages, finding a Maya massage practitioner. I'm training more holistic pelvic care practitioners, but getting that...
Oh, that's exciting.
I know, it's exciting because it's such a gift, such a potential there. And as soon as I work with someone too, what happens is they switch out of feeling like there's a lack, and they immediately feel more of the fertile potential in their body, because the fertility is there. It's the energetic potential that's in the body. It's this creative energy that's there. And so it's tuning back into that and opening that back up, and bodywork practices really help that. So I think it's...
That's really good to know.
Yeah, nice to keep doing that.
Connecting back with your body. So back kind of to the shame and the resentment. What would you say to those women who feel shame, resentment, or they feel that they've been abandoned by their bodies because of fertility issues? Kind of along the same lines, but just really addressing like shame or resentment towards the female body, kind of on like a societal level, just like something that's been ingrained in our society.
Right. So that shame layer is in every woman, and I see it because I'm in the pelvic bowl, where we have a lot of shame, actually, whether we were told not to touch ourselves as little ones, or later when we were menstruating, if we got negative messages about that. There's a lot of messages about it being a mess and a problem, instead of being this beautiful, fertile energy that we have, and this, truly what the menstruation does is it clarifies our energy fields. We're actually clearing our own energy. It's an amazing system. We're not really taught that. And then just in general, I think, wanting to be seen and recognized is a common issue for men and women. I want to be valued. I want to be seen. So having a baby is one of those things. Still, it's kind of a marker of value. Like I'm valuable because of this. So as hard as this is, and as painful as it is, I think it's an opportunity to heal something that is under the current for most people. And when you have fertility challenges, it's kind of right there in your face. You can't deny it. You're not getting easily what you want, and so those deeper layers that might stay hidden are going to be up. So if you can find ways to work with them, in a loving way, again, finding the people and the practitioners that can help you, because I think doing it alone is really a challenge. So reaching out and finding the connections, even though it's painful and it takes a lot of effort, you're actually potentially going to heal something so much bigger than you even. It's such a deep layer, and each person that takes the courage to begin to heal this, not only will they feel better, but it's healing something that's collective. It's worth it.
And what do you have to say about, I noticed that a lot, like even the acronyms, and I don't want to offend anybody that we use those, like Aunt Flo or AF or oh, she came again, big bummer. How can we learn to honor that and respect that and really recognize that it's a very important function of our body, and like you said, that clearing energy, especially for these newer generations of females and humans that are coming in, that this is a really sacred thing.
Right.
How do you feel that we can shift that?
Yes, there's a couple ways. I think one thing we have to be aware of is, even as we're coming into modern time, there's still, like, young women are being sexualized more than ever. They're getting all these images of what it means to be beautiful or valuable.
Yes.
So, and it's high powered, you know, the images have changed so much even since when I was a little girl. So the antidote is really to go within more, and I've already done this with my sons, because it's the external that then we start to compare ourselves. We look outside, am I doing this right? Am I measuring up here? And we're looking at this external thing. If we can come back to the internal place where we can see and feel our beauty always, we just forget to tune in there, then that's really the key to bringing forward who we are. And instead of looking for the external circumstances to be perfect, you can say this about having a baby, but you can say it also about having the perfect weight or the perfect partner or the perfect income. Without, you know, that's the external thing of waiting to feel happy until we have that. Again, if you can go within, and I practice this for myself all the time, and I practice it with my sons, where they're feeling like they want something and their happiness lies out here with that next Lego toy or something. You probably relate to that. I let them have disappointments sometimes and say, okay, you've got to find your way back to within. Like, you know, we don't have time to go to the store today, or we're not going to get that toy right now. Where is it within? Where can you find it within? And I sometimes will do meditations with them where we literally close our eyes and feel our center and begin to work with our energy from this center place. Also encouraging creative things, like, you know, with my sons I do a lot of getting raw materials and making something, or encouraging them to play music, doing something where they're creating. They do it with gardening, with cooking, but tuning back in and then starting right from there, doing something that makes you feel good and makes you feel creative. That's a key piece to begin starting to work with that creative energy from the center. And then in regards to menstruation, I think part of it is just talking about more the power of it. I kind of learned by accident, by working with women, that what happens when you're menstruating is literally you are clearing energy, and what happens is your energy field gets more open, and it's a little bit more, it's like your cells spread apart a little bit. That's why you feel more vulnerable. That's why when you go out into the world you feel kind of, or PMS, you know, we talk about the reason women feel sensitive is they literally are more open and they can feel more. So it is a good idea to kind of pick your company during that time. You know, stay more in, stay in touch with the land, and let yourself, during that time, it's a great time to vision, because you can see more clearly, to ask those questions about, you know, if you want to ask about a baby, that's a good time to ask around that time, and just, you know, whatever you're trying to envision in your life, because you'll have more access to psychic energy, and then you're shedding and clearing the old. You're expansive and open so that you can clear. So understanding that, that's what I would teach if I had a daughter. I would be talking about that, and I teach it to my sons so that they will respect the women in their lives, that this is what's happening. I also talk with my own blood with respect, and it doesn't mean I don't get frustrated. I do sometimes, because I'm busy, I've got things to do, and here comes my bleeding time. It's going to slow me down, you know. And so I try to instead say, thank you, body, for helping me clear. Here's my beautiful red blood, which is what I say to my sons, so they have a whole different picture of what that is. You know, it's not mess. This is life force energy right here. Yeah. And then, you know, about 2 weeks later, when you're feeling more strong and resilient, that's a good time to then act and move on things, because your field is back to kind of more of a denser place where you're not going to be as vulnerable and you're going to feel stronger. Well, that's fine. So if we understand that we actually are energetic beings and we have these creative cycles within us, we can start to access those and use those. And I think it's empowering. Then it's kind of like having a superhero power that you can use.
That's so true, because so many women, I feel like, especially with fertility issues, they feel like that bleeding time is a representation of I failed again, I failed again. What could you say to them that's just one simple thing to, at that time, to just, like you said, connect with your body, something to say, I love myself, you know, to really focus on that.
Yeah, I would say something like, use it as a time to clear any self-limiting beliefs. So you could say, I clear everything that blocks my beauty, everything that might block me from loving myself. I clear that, I invite this to be cleared from my body, and then I set my intention on fully loving and embracing myself. And when you clarify in that way and then set your intention, it's very powerful.
Thank you, that was really great. I think we're pretty much done. I think you just, wow, I hope you rocked everyone's world. One more simple question. What's your main goal for your teaching?
My main goal is that every woman will begin to understand the potential and power and beauty of their bodies and begin to access that in their daily lives to create and weave their own joy in any way that they imagine.
Thank you, Tami. And I just wanted to mention that you can buy her book online at Amazon, correct? And Powell's.
Powell's is a great local bookstore to support. They're awesome. And then actually my publisher, my overarching publisher is Simon Schuster, but I'm working with one of their partners that's called Beyond Words, and they are a wonderful publisher of all sorts of holistic mind, body, spirit tools. So you can also buy the book from their website, which is beyondwords.com, and you can find all sorts of inspiration from them. They're working with lots of teachers and healers, and that's a wonderful resource too.
Okay, and her website is www.wildfeminine.com.
And I have a Facebook page that you can find.
And a great blog.
Yep, blog and Twitter, so @wildfeminine. And what I'm doing with my Twitter is putting blessings out. So one of the things that I feel like we need more and more of, we can't do this too much, is to bless ourselves, because what we're doing is we're bringing in helpful energies then, and we're bringing in this healing for ourselves so that we can repair any somebody's outside being funny. It repairs and it helps us bring more of that creative energy to the center. So anytime you're feeling frustrated or challenged, do a blessing. It often will shift the energy. And so one of the things I'm doing is putting more blessing energy out for all of us.
Thank you. I've noticed that. That's great. Thank you so much, Tami.
Thank you so much. So nice to talk with you.
It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.